and I met a particular woman named Gorgeous. This one.
See?
Right here.
You met Gorgeous, huh?
Yeah, I was about in my teens, late teens, early 20s. And she's like 14 years older than me, so she was a lot older. 40. And when I saw the life at the after hours, that was still the life. And I was known as the guy with the powder and the guy with the weed, because then it wasn't the same kind of laws it is now. You can't just walk in the store and buy marijuana. So, like I told you, it's like when you work at IBM and you work down in the mail room, like on Boomerang. He's like, I'm trying to get on the sales floor. Well, you have to go to the bulletin. And you see, like, okay, I'm gonna take this class, and then I talk to Roger, and then I can get an interview, and I can be on the sales floor, but it's still the same company. Well, that's how the life is, or a career criminal. So it's like once I went to the after hours, I'm like, that's the bulletin board. I'm like, okay, I see this. So I can come up there and supply this, that, and the other. Next thing you know, you're running with Gorgeous. She brings some more friends, and on the street, you learn a lot of head games. And once I started transferring one head game to another head game, and coming from the background of a mother who's a retired special education English teacher, my grandmother's a retired special education English teacher, my father's a retired chemical engineer and behavioral science major teacher, so I was always around teachers. Knowledge. Coming up the type of way I did, my teachers, like I told you about, Steve Muhammad, my martial arts teacher, trained Jim Kelly, Wesley Snipes, all those guys. He's 74 now, by the way.
What's his name again?
Steve Muhammad. He was in the movie Enter the Dragon. And he's been the biggest influence in my life. He didn't know what I was doing. I would have been way too ashamed to let him know. Good God Almighty. I mean, he would have looked at me a certain way, I would just probably bawling and ran off, because to me he was pure. And I tried to keep his interpretation of me pure. But when I fell into the Pimp game, it seemed a lot funner, and a lot easier. I was already still had a hole in my chest, so and it was just a natural progression or regression, depends on how you look at it, ascent or descent. It just depends on who's looking at it. And when I went into it full scale, and it took off because I used common sense. I never lied to them. I said, I'm going to teach you which lies to tell men. Men are your conquest, men are your enemies. Men are your clients. You don't know how to deal with them. You're just a sheep. They're wolves. I'm a big wolf. I want to catch wolves. See, a lot of men people think that pimps want to control women. No, they don't. Pimps want to control men. But I control men by what men are controlled by. So I don't care if you're a major drug dealer. I don't care. I can actually use this as an example. You can be a major drug dealer. You can be a judge. You can be a policeman. You can be a local politician. I've sent girls to all of them. And men talk. I just don't talk. I know a lot of secrets. A lot of stuff that people don't, because judges run their mouths. And all of them come back at the table that night. Guess what I heard is going to happen next week on so and so, so, and it does. Chief of police's talk. Fire chiefs talk. People who are in charge of writing permits. I need a permit for this building. Well, he has one of my girls too. Basketball players talk. Football players talk. It's not really an arena you can think of that I haven't sent somebody. And they know who I am. I've been arrested by police that I've actually had bachelor parties at their home. And I never said anything. And they didn't say anything. And then when they're walking with me, they're like, are you still going to be there next Friday? I'm like, oh yeah, this ain't got nothing to do with that. I'll be here. But I know you have a job to do. And I do too. So it bled off into the pimp game. And I never stopped writing. So I'm still sitting there writing books while I'm actually living. That's where I've been. So I said, it's hard to write about Mickey Rourke when you're too busy being Mickey Rourke. And I told you, I ran into Ron Hightower. I acted as his second camera. He taught me a lot about directing and things like that. And I'm very artistic. So next thing I know, he hooked me up with Gentleman's Video. And I started making my first movies. And I went on to make 106 with various companies and various people. And the girls, they were more attracted to that. Like, I told them, you want to work less and make more money? Yeah, let's go off into this.
How was that transformation, though, from the streets to the camera? How did that feel?
It felt good, because it felt like I was finally getting away from something that could hurt me and actually creating a real future of what I wanted to do, which was write and produce movies, write books. I started off as a writer, like I told you, at 5 and 6 years old. It's just that every time I tried to really get into writing, life interfered. You know, you're sitting there writing at the table, and then the lights get cut off. I'm like, okay, here we go. I have to go back and be Batman again. I don't get a chance to be Bruce Wayne. You know, and when I got into the adult films, it was a chance to be both at the same time. It was a chance to be a legal, tax-paying citizen, still living with 4 or 5 porn stars at a time. I didn't even know who lived with me half the time.
It must have been rough. It must have been horrible. Huh?
Oh man, God, I still have panic attacks before it now. I mean, you wake up and you don't know who or what is licking your underarm. And you don't know how many. It's like, ladies, it's a scene on the trailer, Black Dynamite. And they're like, Black Dynamite. He's like, no, ladies, I'm all right. No, it was usually at least 4. That's why I had 2 California Kings put together. They took up the whole room because it was never. At any given time, I could have 6 people in my bed.
Do you test your own product, or is it something that pimps do, or what have you?
It depends how you're coaching. Like I said, if it's going to affect your game, they're not going to do it. If you're the type of coach, you got coaches who actually go to dinner with their players. They actually pal around with their players. I hate to use that as an example, but you have owners like the Suge Knights who might be in Vegas with Tupac. And you have owners like David Geffen who wouldn't be caught anywhere dead with Kurt Cobain. It just depends, because that would affect his game. If he piled around with them, it would lessen him in their eyes. If Suge stayed away from Tupac and them, they would feel distant and like, oh, he thinks he's better than them. So you got to know who you're dealing with. You can pile around with this guy, but you can't pile around with that guy. So a lot of them become androgynous because if you're training a woman how to make a fool out of men, it's only natural she's going to try those techniques with you. And you don't want her to see any weaknesses in you because she's with you, because you don't remind her of those men that she's making a fool out of. So those type of guys, I knew guys who had wives and children over here and were pimps over there. I wasn't the Bruce Wayne in the daytime and Batman at night type of person. I just became the joke. I'm the joker all the time, in the morning, noon, and night. Because I couldn't do that. I'm not schizophrenic. So I had to have one brain. This is who I am. And I've never not been who I was. This is who I was at 13. That's why I look at some of the guys today and I'm like, man, let me see a picture of you at 15. They look square and they're playing Little League football. But they do at 15, I'd already been shot. I'd already been in jail. I'd already done this for 2-3 years. I got the pictures to prove it and people vouch for it. I said, I was a kid at 12. 13, no. 14, I had a hole in my chest, and at that point, once I survived that, it gives you this air of Superman. Like, I'm a really bad dude now.
Yeah.
You know? But
it's not my interview, but I got a bullet on my chest too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They hurt, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, so.
I'm like, I got shot in the chest. Why are my legs getting weak? I'm like, where I gotta sit down. I'm like, why are my legs getting weak? And the bullet's up here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't stand. You know, but yeah, they hurt.
Yeah.
But no, it was like I said, it's just a natural progression, but it depends on that pimp. You know, it depends on who he is and how he runs his house. Me, especially when I went into the porn, oh God, partake. Jeez Louise, you talking about don't get high on your own supply. I'm a best customer.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't, because I didn't do gorilla and I didn't do hard nose. If a chick told me she didn't want to work, then don't. Because I didn't take 100% of her money either. Because I didn't feel right, because I'm not doing 100% of the work. Now, when I first started, I did it the way they do it on television. I did it the way my mentors and other guys did. And I said, wait a minute. I'm just imitating them. I'm not being myself. I'm not going to do it that way. So it multiplied. Instead of having, like I told somebody, do you want 100% of 3 girls? Or would you rather take 50% of 10 girls? I said, because if you're in this to make money, then you'll make more money by multiplying instead of adding. Who sells more cars, Ferrari or Toyota? Who has more money, Ferrari or Toyota? Because Toyota's product appeals to, you're going to get more by multiplying than you will by adding. So yeah, if I took 100% and I was gorilla, I might have 2, 3. But if you're gonna get 10, 15, because once I blended it with the porn, then I wasn't a pimp anymore in my mind. I managed adult entertainers. And these women paid taxes because they all did movies. And what they did at home is not my business. But I managed adult entertainers. You know, I used to call it the union, Local 69, you know? And we had a lot of fun. Especially because they're buying things too. And they're like, well, you still make more money than us. No, I don't. I only get half of what you make. I just have 9 of you. So your 50% turns into my 450% because I have other clients. That's why your sports agent makes more than Shaquille O'Neal. Because he has 700 of y'all. He has baseball, basketball, football, hockey. You just got 1 check. He has multiple checks coming in. So it looks like Don King is cheating his fighters. No, Mike Tyson, you're getting 1 check. Don King's getting 100 checks.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this conversation we was having.
Oh yeah, likewise.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's a pleasure.
Oh yeah.
You got
Pleasure to
any
meet you.
last words or any shout outs?
Yes. Along for the Ride, available at Amazon.com. You'll love it. Pimping ain't easy, but somebody's got to do it. If you're a lover of the Philip Marlowe throwbacks, you'll love it. The Pimp Game Instructional Guide. You'll find me very soon on YouTube breaking down the ism, breaking down game, breaking down mind control, and how it relates to today's times, and lessons that build on lessons because they're based in logic and psychology and behavioral science. So you'll find me on YouTube, you'll find me on social media, and hopefully some of my books become movies. Shout out to somebody out there.
What you're saying in regards to this, what I'm catching is mind control.
Yes.
And you do good with it. You're not using it for any negative stuff. You're just using it for business.
Not anymore.
Okay.
Not anymore. Because it's like the same psychological destruction that I can use to put a girl on the street, same psychological destruction work backwards I can use to take a girl off the street. And as you get older, and you watch your children get older, and you think about, what kind of world I want my son to be in? If I destroy all these women, how you gonna pick a bride? So you start to change, and you grow and you develop. And I can't say I'm the same person at 45 as I was at 25. You know, I'm not. I still have the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding about the ism. But the ism is just like the Force in Star Wars. You can be a Sith or you can be a Jedi. You can be on the dark side or you can be with them. It's the same power. Mm-hmm. It's the same power. If I can get you to go to war and fight for me, I can get you to feed the homeless too. It just depends on where my mindset is at the time. You know, so I'm not gonna say it's like a lot of things have changed. You grow and you develop. Everything does. Remember the basketball shorts when we was growing up? See basketball shorts today? Still the same game. But you know, so like I said, when you get older and you look back sometimes at some of the damage that's been done to you psychologically, and you become a psychological master, and you look at the damage, depending on how you look at it, of what you've done, you're like, you know what? If I got the power to run through a wall and rob a bank, I got the power to run through this hospital wall and save a life too. It's the same power. So I don't teach negativity. I just teach the power of the mind. You decide what you want to do with it. If you want to be a master mechanic, go be it. If you want to be a bricklayer and build buildings and an architect, go be it. I'm just giving you the blueprints because the building blueprints using the universal law of transference, which is mathematics, and the written form of mathematics, which is logic. But once I'm using that and you combine it with the knowledge and understanding, you can manufacture tennis shoes, you can make swimming pools, you can write books, you can destroy people's lives, or you can create them lives within new over. You can talk. Look what Elijah Muhammad did for Malcolm X, according to the movies and the books in prison, with just words. It wasn't like they were sitting down talking. They just sent them letters and words. And with those letters and words, if you're hitting it from a logical, mathematical standpoint, you can actually create in his subconscious the way he can unlearn what he has learned and actually physically become a new person. You ever notice that when a person becomes a born-again Christian, or they join a church, or they start doing activities, they haven't lost any weight, they haven't changed their clothes, and you be like, hey man, how you doing? I mean, you look different. Something about, you cut your hair? And you be like, nah, brother, I'm the same dude I was last week. Like, nah.
There's a little shine going on.
Yeah, once you transform the inside, it shows out through the outside. You can't help it. So, that's what you're going to be getting from.
I know we can keep talking for days. You got so much knowledge.
Yeah.
Tell them where they can find you online.
Soon, very soon, you'll be able to find me on YouTube. I'm on Facebook now. But the books are available now. Mickey, M-I-C-K-E-Y, Royal, R-O-Y-A-L. You'll find me on Facebook. This is my picture, the new book. But most people know me by the Pimp Game Instructional Guide, which 2 more Pimp Games are coming. But it's just how you build on the science, and it's going to break down into lessons. You'll be seeing me.
Any shout outs?
God, I'm scared of that.
Talk to them right there.
I don't know who wants to be associated with me. You know.
We can start with the person that introduced us, that put us together.
Okay. What do you want to call it? Shout out to my man Cozy the Grinch. You know, super producer. Shout out to Sam What's Up to Conception. Yes, me, Couch Potato. That's what he used to call me, named after one of the songs I wrote for. Couch Potato, yeah, he's still alive. Barefoot Pookie, hope you're doing well. Shout out to Michael Esposito, Gentleman's Video, Freeway Rick, KD, hope all is good with you. Everybody, just peace and blessings, man. Let's be cool and
be prosperous together.
Love your journey, brother.
Thank you, sir.